views expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
The following audio is via a Skype call.
It's time to believe in your own body, mind, and soul. Thrive by Jen takes you through this next hour to help you release your full potential. Jen has been there when the going gets tough, and she's now here to guide you through your own difficulties and help you thrive too. Jennifer Zelop joins Dr. Pat Basile to provide you excellence in self-development and guidance. Sit back and enjoy because you're about to listen to Thrive by Jen. Now, here are your hosts.
Well, everybody, yeah, that's us. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And listen, we've got a great show for you today. Jen Zelop is in the house, and this is one of those days and one of those shows, okay, that I have been talking about for like about a week, maybe even a month. Like everybody on my team is like, dude, like, why are you keep talking about stuff? And I'm going to tell you why. Because you're hearing the vibe of this, or you're hearing the flow of this. And here's what it is. Thrive by Jen Radio. This is what we're doing today. Create your Thrive life. And that's with Jennifer Zelop. For those of you that have been listening to the show, you got a sense of who she is. But today's show is like super, super, uber important. Creating your Thrive life. Now, she didn't know, but I knew that today is a super important day. Beyond being Linda's birthday, for all the you Virgos out there, this is one of those spiritual days. Look at the Jewish traditions right now. We've been talking about it for a week, that if you got any kind of stinky thing going on in your life, get rid of it. This is a completion year. This is the year where you don't just clean out your closets, but Jen's going to talk about it today. You thrive. And what does that mean? She and I are on a mission. Her show is about thriving. My tagline for the Dr. Pat show is Talk Radio to Thrive By. Yeah. This is the Thrive. This is the vibe of Thrive. Jen, are you ready for it?
I'm ready. In fact, I'm so excited that you brought up that today is that day, because that's big stuff. That's really big stuff, right? It's one of the, this is, I think, too, a lot of people, when you have a lot of stuff coming out and coming to a head. In fact, I had somebody reach out to me today who we're going to sit down tomorrow because she's just been out of sorts. So if you're feeling out of sorts, if you're feeling lost, if you're feeling like chaos and what's going on, it's okay. You know, this is what our universe does. This is how to shake things up and to wake people up and have us take a look at ourselves and what we're doing. And are we happy? Are we thriving?
You know, I don't even know where to start with this today, but I'm so glad it's you that I'm talking with. Super, really glad. Here's the deal. What is it about our beliefs? I'm going to share a story, and then you're going to help me. Okay. This is like Thrive Live, all right, with Jen and Pat. This is like Thrive Live. So I have a big project that I've been working on. And, you know, outside of TTR is a big project. We're building technology. And the bottom line is we've been in search for new technical people now for like a year. We finally found them. Jessica is doing a great job. We're interviewing people, all of that, right? But here is what I want to say. Pieces are coming into place, but we've had to have patience. The other thing that's happening is we brought people on and we have people leaving, right? That's a flow. That's what I was talking about. And then the last thing I want to talk about is that there is a project which we raised $100 million, but we needed the activation money of $12 million to unlock it. We had an investor come forward for $12 million, by the way, which we were going to pay back in 45 days with double interest. Follow me in on this.
Wow.
The person has a car accident, critically injured.
Wow.
Then her partner dies. We're praying for her. Mexico City, where she lives, now gets, and I'm thinking, don't be focusing on this money. Look at what's happening. But here's what I want to say. So we've been talking about how to bring new people forward for this 12.5 million. And I'm telling you, any of y'all out there that's, you got a couple million, you want to help us out.
Yeah.
But we have to hold the consciousness of belief. Now, put that aside. I got my friend Lynn Brown, who is a mega money magic. I'm making it happen. Money. She can make it happen. And she's conscious like you.
Mm-hmm.
So you have been helping people feel fit in the body, in the mind, in their beliefs.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Today's show is about thriving, right? Despite what's going on in the outside
That's right.
world.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Help me out here.
Well, it's just like it's you having what happened to your investor, right? That's you could have taken it two ways. One, of course, we're going to take a moment and pray for them and make sure that their family's okay and what they need and what they're going through. But you could have, right? You could have thrown your hands up in the air and say, look, deal's done. We had our investor. Now our investors, something happened. We're never going to get another investor. How come this? What does this mean? How come this isn't? Why isn't this happening? You could have taken a million reasons why you should have closed down the deal or gone. Shut it down. Let's never talk about it again. And today you posted, right? Today you talked about never giving up on a dream.
Right.
So, but instead, you're like, all right. This road was the road that we weren't supposed to go down. Now let's put our heads together. Let's keep talking about it. And the thing that I want to say here is that you don't have to figure it out. You don't have to figure out where your next investor's coming. You just have to talk about it. You have to keep that dream alive.
That's right.
You just have to take action. So what you did was exactly what we've been talking about. You have the foundations of Thrive. You live them every day. And because you face this obstacle, right? We talked about it's about resilience, right? You have resilience. So an obstacle came up. I mean, that's a big deal. I mean, putting aside what happened to your investor physically is a big deal. But I also just want to bring up here too that's hers to deal with, right? Something happened in her life and that's her obstacle. So that's going to be a whole nother journey that the universe is bringing together. You're faced with your obstacle and that's your journey, but you didn't give up. You're keeping your dream alive and you're like, you know what? This might have knocked me down for a couple of minutes. You maybe have gotten that pit in your stomach of saying like, holy cow, where am I going to find $12 million? But you keep going.
And here, let's just talk about this for a minute because I want to be very clear to people that today I'm talking about 12 million, right? The project, really, we need 300 million. But we were well on our way. And it's a project that's never been done before to really save a lot of lives in the way we're doing it. But what I want to say to you is, today I'm talking about 12 minutes. When I was homeless in a Port Authority, it was 12 cents.
Yeah.
So I could get a White Castle hamburger.
Yeah.
It was 12 cents. And, that energy of 12 cents, it doesn't matter. Believe me, I've been down the pathway. The reason I get to talk on this show and do what I do is because, one, I know what it's like to be homeless. Two, I know what it's like to not have any money and be bankrupt. I know what it's like to start businesses. I know what it's like to be fired from jobs. I know what it's like to be sick. So today we're not talking from this place of, oh, that's an unrealistic dream. What are these two talking about?
That's right.
It doesn't matter, does it, Jen? No.
It doesn't. In fact, that's, I wish people shared their stories more because it makes it seem possible. I mean, there are moments when I think of you often. I think about your story that built your resilience. I'm like, you know what? I can too. Like I can overcome something too. I can do it. That's what this is about. This is about showing others that anything is possible. Anything is possible. You need to have that come from that place of believing and having trust, right? And having resilience and knowing that you have that belief. It's that never giving up. It's the keep going. You just keep going. So that's anybody. We all have that inside of us. We just need to unlock it. We just need to unlock it.
We need to unlock it. Today, you're going to share some tools. You're going to share some tips with our listeners about, what we can do to do this. Let's before we go to break, let's set the stage for what's about to come today.
So Thrive is about, have you ever said to yourself, I feel lost? What am I supposed to be doing here? What, am I happy? I don't know. Who set this definition? Like, what does happy mean? What am I supposed to be doing? What am I supposed to be having? How am I supposed to be feeling? These are all things that come up every single day, and it's all normal, but we need to know what to do with it in order for it to not to feel so chaotic. So we give you the tools for setting that foundation and having those the core elements of Thrive, where you will know what makes you happy. When you feel lost, it's an indicator. That's like a little light, right? I know you and I have had this conversation, and what I love about it is you may not call it lost, but you know that there's something that you're supposed to be doing. There's something else. Like I have this, but now it's time for me to spread my wings a little bit more. So that's a great feeling. That's a great feeling. So it's about helping our viewers not feel lost, finding their joy, experiencing happiness. Just all those wonderful things.
And it's funny, I mentioned Lynn Brown, and Lynn Brown has been a fabulous inspiration. She's one of our hosts, but she's also a fabulous financial advisor for Ameriprise. I mean, this is the person where we want to worry about, the consciousness of money. Mm-hmm. That's when we talk to her about full spectrum finance, right? Mm-hmm. And, so the messaging from Lynn is, don't worry about it. It's coming. I have a way, right? Yeah. When we come back, I want to talk with you about when the universe has these Thrive moments show up. Yeah. Don't worry, it's on the way. And we still want to worry and believe it's not on the way. Yes. Not on the way.
Yes.
All right. This is Thrive by Jen, everybody. 1-800-930-2819. Listen. Today is a day for you to shed anything in your life that is not working for you. Love that. So are you ready to do it? Are you ready to do it? 1-800-930-2819. Would absolutely love for you to call in, get some help from somebody that knows how to thrive. We'll be right back.
I never thought it would end up like this. I always thought it would only be one kiss. One became 100. All of a sudden.
Now you can be a part of one of the most powerful programs to help create a more joyful, loving, abundant, and peaceful world. Every day at 12 noon in any time zone, join millions of other people around the world to spend a few minutes in joy, love, and gratitude. Brought to you by Robert Schoenfeld, host of the Art of Powerful Living Radio. Together, we can raise the vibration of the planet. For more information, visit globalmomentofjoy.com.
Tune in to Lucid Planet Radio with Dr. Kelly Neff. This hit show will illuminate your senses and empower you beyond your daily stressors and hardships. Renowned psychologist and author Dr. Kelly will captivate you with far-reaching topics and amazing guests as you wake to the greatest version of yourself. Learn to tap into your intuitions, think critically about our world, heal emotional and psychological wounds, and follow your passions to live your dreams. The Lucid Planet. Welcome home. Visit lucidplanetradio.com for more information.
Discover the healing medicine from the giant monkey tree frog Cambo. Cambo practitioner Ginny Rutherford and professional psychic Todd Rolson have come together for lively discussions of alternative healing medicines from the Amazon. Ginny and Todd bring you Cambo Talk Radio. Tune in each Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific to hear from guests all over the world with real life stories and the medicinal benefits of Cambo. For more information, visit cambokiss.com.
Tune in to Mainstream Metaphysics Radio to harness your connection with the universe to effect change for optimal success and happiness. Named one of the country's top psychics, Eve now brings her insights and gifts to this weekly hit call-in show, joined by visionaries, leaders, and gifted others, but mostly you. Jot it down, Thursdays, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
Tune into the wisdom of your soul for guidance on living a joyful life. On Soul Wisdom Radio, Wendy will provide inspiration to raise your vibration and connect with your higher self and guides. Learn how to balance your ego and to progress spiritually on Soul Wisdom Radio with Wendy Rose Williams. Visit wendyrosewilliams.com or Transformation Talk Radio to learn more about a healing session with Wendy and her events and publications.
Amber Teal, founder of The Healthy Edge, is bringing you the hit show Healthy Edge Radio, living with power, passion, and purpose. Amber provides the support and tools necessary for you to finally release the weight and emotions that are hidden beneath the weight. Tune in each month on Transformation Talk Radio. For more information on how you can take the next step with Amber, visit getthehealthyedge.com.
I'm singing I love you, plot twist. Everything's happening so quick. I only wanted a taste of your lips. Lips became your body, nights turning to naughty. You hit me with a plot twist. I might drive fast, oh yeah, but don't slow down.
Yeah, everybody, welcome back. What happens when we second guess ourselves? Before we jump into that, this is Thrive by Jen Radio. Jen Zelop is in the house. Jen, before we kind of jump into it, I would really love for you to take a minute and tell folks how they can find out more about you. What it is that you can share with them in terms of the tools, the techniques, the coaching, all of the above that you do for people. And then we're going to talk about, what is a Thrive life and what happens when we second guess ourselves.
Sure. So you can find me at jenniferzelop.com or find me on Facebook under Jen Zelop. I would love to connect with everybody and hear their stories. But what we can do for you at Thrive is we give you the tools to build the foundation for Thrive Life. And when you ask what a Thrive Life is, Thrive is about bringing that mind, body, and soul together. So it's operating as one. It's about hearing our soul. It's about tapping into our heart, what makes us happy. Are you reaching your goals? Have you set goals and found that you don't finish them, or or things stop you from reaching them? Sometimes we self-sabotage ourselves. Are you happy? Are you really happy? We should walk around. Our true purpose here is to be happy. And we kind of get stuck in the muck and mire of, well, what is happy? Sometimes outside influences, really most time, right? Outside influences influence what it makes us happy. So we get lost in, you don't know what to believe anymore. Do I want to do this? Do I want to do that? Do I want to be this, right? Do I want to be that? Do I want to do this profession, that profession? So we've gotten lost and we feel lost. And Thrive is about bringing that all together. You discovering you're happy, us giving you the tools to make it your reality, which I love.
Yeah, and I think there's something important. It's interesting. I got an email about a new film coming out about healing. And, and what I saw in this film was, the voices of some of the people that we all know, people that are in the human potential field. And I remember thinking to myself when I saw this film that's coming out, which is very important, I thought to myself, what are the people in the human potential arena that are not part of the old guard, but what are the new people like you? What are they saying that's different, that's new? And the reason I ask myself that question is because every day I talk with them. 14 years, I've talked with these other folks.
Yeah.
But what is it and what was it about my own journey healing body, mind, spirit
Mm-hmm.
that I didn't learn from them, but had to learn through myself. So there's a new message, and it's the one that you're sharing today, which says it doesn't matter what you have. It is our birthright to desire more.
Yeah.
And that more is to do more good things in the world. So what is it that you've discovered in working with people to help them understand that our purpose is in front of us?
It's about your joy. It really boils down to your joy. And it's about breaking through the layers because, and I'm going to be very real here. It's not about cars, and it's not about houses, and it's not about jewelry. So we have to break down. It's not about things. So once we break down those layers and we can finally, and this is where the coaching gets real, and this is where we come in and help, because right, once you break down those things, now we're at the core. Now we have to look at our stuff. Now we have to see, what am I unhappy about? Like, or what does make me happy if we take the things away.
Right.
So when we find that joy and just, and getting to the heart of it, really, we're all connected. So truly the joy that we want to feel, and you may not know it right now, but that joy is connecting with others. It is about helping. It is about making this world a better place. It is about spreading love. It is about making somebody smile. It is about making other people feel good. And that joy that you feel, then it radiates, it bubbles over, it expands, and that's what it's about. And then as far as stuff goes, stuff is an appreciation. Stuff is gratitude. Stuff, and that's wonderful, and we should have that. There's nothing wrong with being grateful about your home or your beautiful things or fine things, fine cars, jewelry, right? There's nothing wrong with, we've spoken about, right, you having this amazing paddle in ping pong.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so there's nothing, that's about gratitude. And you may feel, and I think you share the difference with us, right? You can feel when you pick up that paddle and you're playing a game, right? You know what's happening inside your body, right? You feel that joy. You feel what's resonating through your body, and you've made that connection. That's a very different feeling than picking up your paddle and saying, "Ooh, I have the best paddle that's ever been made." There's a very big difference in your body, the way you feel. And so this is about helping people, helping ourselves connect back with our soul and feel that radiating. I say joy, but isn't it more like a completeness? Like, isn't it more filling?
Yeah, it is a level of fulfillment. I'm so glad you brought up the paddle thing. Okay, so like when I was playing over the weekend, I go play with my buddies, and I have a couple different groups of people I play with, right? Like you. Look at you. You are the owner of a fitness facility, Body, Mind, Spirit, but you're in a gym right now. For those people that are wondering, like where is she? She's not on the beach in Hawaii, right? But here's the thing. I had an experience about that, and it was this. Now, most of the time, in this kind of world of competition, you rarely lend your tools to somebody else. Most of these people that compete, right, they never lend their tennis rackets, and I don't even know. But my buddy didn't bring her little paddle, right, her bat. And says, anybody got an extra bat? And I said, oh, yeah, I do. So I have two of these now. I have one that I play with and a backup, and they're both the same. So I go give her this paddle, and it is like the super paddle. And all of a sudden, she's like killing everybody with it. So now I got her playing with this paddle, and now everybody wants to play with it. So then one of the other players says, like, can I try that? So I never think of, no, you can't try the paddle.
Right.
But after it was done, and everybody's like, how much does it cost? Where can I get one? One guy walks up to me and says something like, why would you ever give people, like, almost like, why would you ever give people that? And I'm like, I said, you got to be kidding me. It's only like, it's 2 pieces of rubber and some kind of piece of wood. Seriously? Yeah. What they got to experience in the short time that they got to play with this magic, I call it my little magic paddle.
Yep.
It's worth more than any dollar. And we forget that, Jen.
Absolutely. We absolutely do. And also, too, we hold back. And this goes with what you said before about belief or stopping yourself, right? It really what it is, it's fear. That's all it is. And we can break fear down. But we've made ourselves so afraid to feel that. So it's like we keep things to ourselves. We keep our heart to ourselves. Yeah. Never mind things. We keep our heart to ourselves. We don't open, we're walking around with closed hearts. We're not walking around with open hearts. One of the tools that I give everybody is to be vulnerable. Yeah. Be vulnerable. Experience vulnerability for even a day or two, and it'll transform you. To experience that vulnerability, you feel raw, you feel open, and you feel love, you let love in. So you're right. So we've built up this barrier, we keep ourselves in, and it's fear-based. It's all fear-based.
It's so funny we're talking about this because this is really kind of cool. When I first started my coaching practice, like I don't even know how long ago that was, my experience homeless, and then their other experience was profound for me. Mm-hmm. And I had a professor in school that after I went to school had all of us in this sociology class be homeless for a day. And I looked at her and I said, really, homeless for a day? She said, yeah, it's going to be a profound experience. And I just looked at her and I said, okay. So I got an A in the class because I knew how to be homeless.
Right.
But when I started my coaching practice, what I would do with the group of people I practice with in the first out of the gate, I would ask them to be homeless for 48 hours. Now, my attorneys, of course, now have stepped in and they're like, oh my God, Pat, you can't do that. You got to they got to sign waivers and stuff. But we started there. But we ended up in a retreat in Costa Rica a year later.
Wow.
But that experience for those people that I did that with early on in my coaching platform, I'm actually thinking about doing it again, was so profound. There was nothing like it because there's nothing more vulnerable than being on the street and having to use a restroom and not being able to do that and walking in to a restaurant or a bar or someplace looking like a homeless person because you had to look it. You could not go in with your Gucci or, that wasn't going to work. But you had to looking like somebody that is living on the street as I did, walking into a place and having somebody stop you and tell you to get out. That's vulnerable. When we come back, we're going to talk about how that level of vulnerability we experience every day in our lives. We just don't know it.
Yep.
But why is it the gateway, Jen? Why is vulnerability the gateway to unlimited abundance? Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Are you stuck in unhealthy habits, toxic relationships, or low self-esteem? Do you crave a life of inspiration, love, self-acceptance, and fun? Sounds like you're on the verge to your next big thing. Join Laura Richer, host of On the Verge Radio, helping you use your breakdown for a breakthrough, overcome life's greatest challenges, and live the life you want and deserve. Tune in each month on Transformation Talk Radio or visit SeattleHealingHypnosis.com for more information.
Tune in each month to Synergenetic Living Radio, where Rick and Grace Paris discuss the synergenetic way of life, what it means to truly change your perspective in life, what it means to take control of your life and manifest your true desires. For more information on Rick and Grace Paris and Synergenetic Living, check out synergeneticliving.com. Get clear on the life you desire and the current life you are creating and what is between the two. Synergenetic Living, living life loud. The Truth is Funny. Shift Happens with Colette Marie Steffen is excited to welcome Karen Benton as a monthly guest host. Tune in on the third Wednesday of each month at 8 a.m. Pacific Time to regain confidence and trust in your capacity to create change in your life, your health, your family, and your well-being. Karen Benton is a mother, nurse practitioner, certified body talk practitioner, Franklin Method instructor, and owner of Limitless Living LLC. For more information about Karen, visit KarenBenton.com.
Known for his keen sense of humor, contagious smile, and extensive esoteric wisdom, EJ translates deep spiritual wisdom into practical advice to empower you to live your happiest, most fulfilled experience. Mystic Living Radio, Deep Spiritual Wisdom, Practical Advice with EJ, Eliyahu Jihan. This hit show delivers profound experiences for all who want to live life to their deepest desires. Tune in monthly for Mystic Living Radio. Learn more by visiting vitaltransformation.org.
Do you want to heal your body and mind? Your body has a lot to tell you if you just learn to listen to your intuition. Audrey Michelle, host of Rewired Life Radio, can help you peel away the layers that are holding you back from living your best life. Tune in to Rewired Life Radio. Learn to love, heal, celebrate on Transformation Talk Radio every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. Connect with Audrey at audreymichelle.com.
All along it was a fever, a cold sweat, hot-headed believer.
Yeah, I love that song, Benny.
I do too.
Thank you for that. I mean, what's wrong with us today that we like that song? It's so depressing. Jen Zelop in the house. I'm Dr. Pat, and we're just having a blast. For those of you that are watching on Facebook Live, okay, let me explain. Behind me, this chair is Dr. Dan Cohen's Soul Tech Lounge that I talk about every day. This thing, I get in every day, and people ask me, what do you do to relax? I get in this thing every day. I turn it on. It vibrates. There's music. The whole chair vibrates. Awesome. And within 16 seconds, I am in a meditative state.
Awesome.
That's what I do. That's there. Over here is my full spectrum light that I forgot to turn off. That's on my plants because I'm in the middle of this transition old machine to new. And so the point is this, though. No matter where you are, you're always there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what that means. Today, we're talking about creating a thriving life. And you were talking about vulnerability. And I want to get back to that because I do think vulnerability is the portal to unlimited abundance, right? And I'm not just talking about money.
Right.
How do you help people get there? Now, I'm not going to send people on the street to be homeless now in my coaching program. So please, all my coaching clients, don't fire me here. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No,
There's
absolutely.
ways to do it.
Yeah, every day you have the chance to be vulnerable, and it's about not putting up those guards that we do. So I start with something extremely simple, really simple. There's no complaining, there's no gossiping. So if somebody says something to you, if the gossip starts, or if you start to complain, it's, you literally bite your tongue and hold it. Like there's none of that, because that starts to put up guards. That starts to put on masks that we have, right? We have to put on these masks of who we are and who we aren't. So by simply starting to shut those responses down, you start to calm down. You start to open up. You start to take a step back and realize, what it is you're saying, what it is you're thinking. So they're just awareness tools. I always say to people, we don't have to go through these dramatic, just like what you just said, you don't have to go and be homeless for 2 to 3 days to open up vulnerability, or you don't have to go bare your soul to somebody from 20 years ago in order to be vulnerable. These are little action steps that we can do on a daily basis. It's about being kinder. It's about smiling at somebody, right? Sometimes we don't even smile to someone because we're afraid of the reaction. That's what it is. It's just a fear. It's a fear that a story we've told ourselves about, if I do this, that person may do this. So the vulnerability is about letting that go. So letting that, whatever that person does, there's no attachment. So if I call you up, and I'm going to give a perfect example right now. Right. When we hopped on the phone together, I asked you if, about touching base with you, getting some time on your calendar for us to chit chat. Now, there's a couple of ideas, collaborative ideas that I have that I want to discuss with you. So here's a real life example about how the conversations and the talk between the ego, right, fear, and the heart go. I have these what I think are amazing ideas, and and in 1 minute I'm like, oh, Dr. Pat's gonna love these ideas. I can't wait to talk to her. I'm so excited. So I call Linda. I'm like, to get on Dr. Pat's calendar, and now here Linda's away right. Linda's away.
Linda's in Vermont, yeah.
Right. So I don't hear from Linda for 24 hours. Then I'm like,
oh boy,
Dr. Pat's gonna hate the ideas.
Oh,
meanwhile, right. So, but this is how our brain, this is being in the head versus the heart. So I say to myself, stop creating a story, right? I'm going to be vulnerable. I'm going to share the ideas with you. And I don't have an attachment to the outcome, because if I don't share the ideas with you, just like if you stop talking about the $12 million, right? It's not going to come. So if I stop talking about this idea, if I don't share it with you, then it's not going to happen, right? It's not going to happen because I'm not giving energy out there. Now, the ideas may not come, but what may happen is another idea will come, or
Right.
something different, a different path.
Right.
That's what I mean by being vulnerable, opening yourself up, and just see what happens. Just like in the beginning, I said, you don't have to worry about where the 12 million is going to come.
Right.
That's not for you to figure out where it's going to come. Your role in the 12 million is to keep talking about it, to keep that dream alive. And that's what we do with our clients, right? We talk about, we do action steps because there needs to be action. But it's about keeping that dream alive, talking about it. What can I do? What can I say? And if you're busy with the gossiping and the complaining and the groaning, you're taking all that energy away from making these beautiful things happen.
Right. And I love this because this is really something that I want to really make sure we get back to for people. Living a thriving life and thriving in life is super important. Number one thing that I have found in my life is the annihilation of doubt. Mm-hmm. Annihilation. It's kind of like, do you see this geode right here? It's like you take this geode and like doubt. Where's doubt? Let me just make believe this is doubt. It's not doubt. And this is the geode, and this is faith.
Yeah.
And this little thing, this crate, that. You want to go like that. That's what we want to do.
Exactly.
You're in the gym, so you got a punching bag in there.
I know.
But it's got to be the annihilation of doubt. Doubt is that thing that is so ridiculously toxic, and we're so programmed to doubt ourselves 24/7. It could be at work. It could be changing a lifestyle. It could be a job. It could be school. It could be in this. It could be the network. It could be table tennis. It could be bocce ball. It doesn't matter. But the minute it comes in, it's insidious. It seeps through. It's like black mold.
Yep. Exactly. And
it's
and really it's. Yes, it's like a muscle that we need to work, right? We have to choosing doubt and not choosing doubt, or choosing doubt and choosing faith. Let's say choosing doubt and choosing faith. It's a choice, but it is a muscle that we need to exercise. So giving you these basic, simple tools that you can do on a daily basis, that's how we get that muscle working. Yeah. It's no different than exercise, but that's why exercise is important, because it's about doing something again and again and again and again. It's conditioning. I know it's about looking good, but it's so much more than that. It's a conditioning. It's a mindset. It's a mind state. So it helps you choose faith versus choosing doubt. So it's a muscle that we need to exercise, and the tools, that's what we do at Thrive. We give you the tools to exercise them.
Now, let me just explain this. Let's keep going here because we're on a roll. So I try to play once a week. Now, outside of this, I really don't do much but work. Let's just be honest and real. And you're like me because you're doing the show from your gym right now. So let's just be honest with people. You and I have a dream. And so we're willing to put the time in. We're willing to put the time in. But, on the days that I take off to go, the hardest thing for me to learn, and maybe you're like this, is it's okay for me to not be in work this afternoon. Mm-hmm. It's really okay. But part of me is like, it's not okay, Pat. It's not okay. Linda's away. Jessica's there by herself. There's Justin running the show. Really, are you going to take yourself away? What do you, listen, I work with women that are incarcerated. Wednesday, today, I'm going to the jail to visit one of them. Mm-hmm. I'm even feeling guilty about that. That is insanity to me. Yeah. That is crazy. Yeah. Now, all you listening, everybody watching on Facebook Live, tell me that this is not something that you all are experiencing.
Yeah. Yeah. And it is insanity.
To do something different in taking care of ourselves.
Yeah. And just simple. But right, we have a need. We have a need for variety. And even that simple, if you look at it, all it is about perception, right? Change your perception. And if you put your perception towards love versus moving your perception towards fear, because we call it all fancy words. And the reason why I call it fear is because people really don't like that word. Right? If I said to you, if you and I were going to sit down as friends and I said to you, well, why are you being fearful? You would be like, whoa, wait a minute here. Take it easy. But if I call it a nice word, like the nice words that we've created, like, why are you being stingy with your time? Why are you being judgmental? Why are you being hesitant? Why are you second guessing yourself? Now all of a sudden you're willing to have a conversation with me, right? As a little banter back and forth. But you can call it any fancy word you want. It's fear. So, but if your perception is moving towards love, then all of a sudden you start to talk differently to yourself. You're like, wow, I'm so excited that I get to go spend some time and make a difference in somebody else's life right now. Wow, Jessica is pretty awesome for manning the ship back for me. There's a totally different conversation that we have when we go from love versus fear. And so it's just, and there's no attachment to the outcome. So whether Jessica is pulling her hair out or not, that's her obstacle. That's what she needs to go through, and the way she needs to go through it.
Well, if Jessica pulls her hair out, nobody knows it, right? But, also, I don't want to talk about Jessica on air, but I will tell you, though, I'm learning from Jessica. I'm learning that you can leave work a half hour early, but in Jessica's case, on time, and go do an obstacle course. Yeah. Because I know at 7:00 at night, whatever she didn't get done, she's catching up. Right. And I think that's what we want to talk about. I'm not trying to create balance. I just want to be real with you. I don't even understand the word balance. I'm trying to create harmony and synthesis. That's what I'm trying to create. When people say you got to have a balanced life, I'm like, all right, wait, let me see. 8 hours sleep. You get up, you go to work for 8 hours, sleeping 8, other 8. So what's the other 8 do you want me to do? Like playtime for real? Yeah. Oh, no, wait. How about you all out there that got children? Oh, wait, I don't even understand the word balance. Yeah. Do you?
No,
do you understand it?
In fact, I think it was 3 or 4 shows ago, I took that word from you and took that word harmony because it was so on point. There is, but that's part of, right? But that's part of our conversation that we have with ourselves. If you're really having that conversation from the heart, and you said to yourself, it's not, and even saying in harmony, it wouldn't, you can't, it would not feel good to yourself if you stayed at work all the time and did nothing else, right? So you can call it whatever you want, but deep down that doesn't feel right. And then take it a little step further and say to yourself, okay, so one day a week I'm going to go volunteer. Now you're starting to feel a little bit better. Now all of a sudden you bring in ping pong. Now I'm starting to feel much better. Yeah. So go by that feeling. Go by that feeling of listen to your feeling. Tap into that. We've shut this off and we're in our head. We've totally tuned out the feelings that we have with our body and when I say feeling, I mean more like a sensation, not like I feel, you can feel it radiating through your body. You can feel your, tingling. You can feel your hair standing up. So listen to that. And that's what Jessica's doing, right? Because Jessica went and did an obstacle course and she's going to then go finish her work because it feels better to finish it, right? It feels better. It makes her feel good.
Right. And part of this too is there is a vulnerability, to get back to what you said. And Benny, we're going to go ahead, Justin, we're going to go ahead and skip the break. There is a vulnerability to self-care. Mm-hmm. I think we should talk about that. But before we jump to that, I want everybody to know, if you're listening today, you're listening to Thrive by Jen. This is Jen Zelop joining me here today. I'm Dr. Pat. If you want more information about me, go to the Dr. Pat Show or Transformation Talk Radio. If you want more information about Jen, you want to find out how to work with you, Jen. If folks want to know how they can thrive in their life, what is the best way for people to get a hold of you?
They can visit jenniferzelop.com or connect with me directly. Send me an email to jenniferzelop@yahoo.com. I love to chat with people and see what's going on. See if it is a fit, and there's nothing. I just love meeting people and hearing stories and getting to know people. So please, by all means, reach out and we can have a chat.
I love it. Now, let's talk about, for folks, they're thinking, I can relate to these two. I can relate to what they're saying. I can relate to this. Let's talk about how our soul's purpose isn't something that's dancing around out there like, okay, you have to wait. So we're like, I got to find my purpose. Yeah. So newsflash, your purpose is not lost.
Right. Yeah.
That's the newsflash I got in my life. Yeah. My purpose was always in front of me. Sometimes my purpose wasn't, okay, get on air and talk for an hour with some great people. It was like, make sure you make that hot dog in a hot dog cart really well. That was my purpose. Yeah. Smell like hot dogs 24/7. When I was cleaning fish, none of my friends would get in the car with me. Okay. But our purpose is not lost. How do we connect the dots?
No, or our purpose is joy. That truly is our purpose. And when you're doing something, whether it's your career, whether it's your action, working out, a sport, whatever, when you feel that joy. And that's truly what we're supposed to feel all the time. And when people are like, well, that's not possible. No, it is. It is possible. We're supposed to, there's going to be a process where now it's interesting. I mean, barring any massive tragedy, but I can pull myself in from a moment now in seconds, where before it would take days, years ago, it took months. I would let myself get caught up in fear for months at a time. Now it's moments, and that's what others can experience too. So you can have these fleeting moments of fear, but then go right back to your joy and be in your heart. So it's your purpose. That's, when it was interesting when I learned that through my studies and my experiences, I felt like a big weight was lifted, because I always searched. I was that person. Like, what's my purpose? Like, if I can't find my purpose, I'm going to do nothing. It was like not being able to find my purpose put me in no action. And that's what I don't want for people, So your purpose is to be joyful. It's to experience joy. It's to have real joy in your heart. And when you start peeling back the layers and you start understanding what you do like to do and those experiences, and when you're coming from your heart and perceiving from your heart, you start to have more of those joyful moments. Then your purpose starts to take shape. Then it takes shape in whatever form, right? So right now for you, it's doing this, and it's also doing your other work. For me, same thing. Like, now I can feel my purpose is starting to expand. Now my purpose is going to be more outside of the gym. So there's and that's what's wonderful. That's flow, right? That's what we call flow. So my purpose is joy, but how I experience that joy is different. And that's the wonderful, that's the beautiful thing. That's the beautiful thing. And that's when you start to find joy in such small moments, right?
Yeah.
In such small, beautiful moments, you find joy.
Yeah. And, let's talk about this for a minute, because we all have a life's purpose. Mm-hmm. We really do. We all have a life's purpose. And so part of that life's purpose is knowing that, we will have fulfillment. Mm-hmm. See, it's not that you're going to have it, but the people listening to this show are not going to have it. We're going to have it. All of us going to have it, because you said something before, and that is, it is our birthright. Mm-hmm. And somehow I think we forget that, don't we?
Yeah, we've you know what? We have forgotten it, but what happens, right? And I'm sure even in your darkest moments, didn't you? It's like that glimmer of hope, right? In your darkest moments, it's like that. All of a sudden, you might have a quick daydream about this life that you could never imagine happening, or you have a quick thought about I don't know, writing a book, or you have a quick thought about dancing on stage. That's because your soul didn't forget. Your soul knows. It's inside of you. You have the answers. We've just blocked it out. So it's there, and that's what, in our coaching, that's what we do for you. We expose it. We start to uncover those layers, and it's not about, I don't have to hash up things that happened. I didn't need to hash up things that happened to me as a child in order for me to go through this. I just had to deal with my blocks now. What am I blocking? Just like what you said before. Why don't I believe that I'm going to get this $100 million? That's a block that you just need to deal with here and now. You don't need to go back 30 years, to unblock that. Sometimes just by us saying it and realizing it exists, a lot of times that's enough to open up the pathway for us to release that block. Yeah. So, but this is for everyone. Everyone, you're so right. It's our birthright to have that joy.
Yeah. We have to remind each other. And I think that's part of the work that you do, isn't it? Because I don't know about you, but I have to have people in my life that are strong, they're kind, and they remind me. And some days they remind me by saying to me, Pat, you know what I want you to do today? I want you to say out loud, thank you, God, 70 times a day. I want you to do that. I mean, simple things like that. But that's the work that you do to help people, because I do believe that having guides in life are some of the most important gifts we could have. Thank you for today. One last question, Jen. Please give out your information again and let folks know the best way they can find out more about you.
Sure. JenniferZelop.com, or you can email me at JenniferZelop@yahoo.com. And I just would love everybody to just know that the Thrive, it's for you. Joy is at your fingertips, and you really should feel joyful all day long with just fleeting moments of of fear. So, but right now we're living in fear with fleeting moments of joy. We need to flip that. That should be the opposite. And that is just such a big wish that I have for everybody, because it feels so good. And that's what I want for all of you, to walk around feeling amazing. Because think about how different this world would be if we all walked around in a joyful state. We would just make a lot, decisions would be different.
Yeah. And you know what? I'd like to invite everybody to smile for 1 hour, 60 minutes. Just smile. Just walk around with a fat smile on your face, no matter what's going on, okay? Like maybe you're going to try to walk across the street in New York City and somebody splashes like rain or something on you. Smile 1 hour. It is the Smile Challenge for today.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jen. Great show. Thank you all for tuning us in, turning us on. We'll see you next time.
You've been listening to Thrive by Jen with Jennifer Zelop and Dr. Pat Basile. Join us monthly to train your body, mind, and soul to operate as one. Because when you thrive, you shine on all levels and you can accomplish anything. For more information on how to excel down to your deepest being, visit thrivebyjen.com and stay tuned for the newest Thrive by Jen on the Dr. Pat Show Network and Transformation Talk Radio.
The preceding audio was via a Skype call.